idea of Oxford came from a link that we had from our principal, David Benson, and he thought, what about this? Wouldn't this be a really inspiring thing for our students? If they could see this and experience this for a week, what's that going to make them think about their future?
I think it's getting better each day. It's really lovely, and it's a very rare opportunity, especially with 100 students that I don't know and we don't know, to get to know them in a way that we wouldn't really have been able to.
So I want to know what was happening in the world in relation to nuclear power, nuclear war, the surveillance in East Germany on the Berlin Wall where she was living. I want to know about those things. So 2 minutes, talk to each other, share what you thought, share what you wrote, and we'll come back together after that discussion. Okay, so off you go. Nice loud voices, let's do it. Talk me through them.
So, I found that...
If you walk down the street here, people aren't talking about Love Island, people are talking about, they're debating history and having like ecclesiastical debates about the kind of political positions of medieval kings. So, I think that in itself has a much bigger impact than perhaps the kind of sense of occasion. It's seeing academia as it is in the real world, rather than a kind of filtered version of it that we might present back in our school environment.
It's been nice because I was actually having a conversation with a year 13 girl this morning, and I said, oh, do you have any lessons this morning? She said, no, I don't, but I'm up really early because I want to see what the city's got to offer. And I thought it was really sweet, and she was asking me about museums, and she was just on her own, so.
They've come here either as they've started year 13 or as they've started sixth form, and immediately you feel like you're having conversations with them about what they want to do next, where they want to go, what are the possibilities, what do they need to get there. And I think, setting that from the outset is definitely raising aspirations for the students.
It's strange to say it, but sometimes the reputation and the architecture and the fabulous buildings sometimes kind of plays against that, because people look at it and think, oh, it's not for me, but it can be.
So the staff are happy they've got a calm and beautiful place to teach in. But how are the students adapting to school life in an Oxford college, miles away from home and familiar surroundings?
What's it like boarding? Because presumably most of the students haven't really spent time away from home.
It's weird, it's really different. And personally, I live in a household full of a lot of people, so it was so quiet, compared to what I'm used to. And London's always so busy. And here, it's there's barely any, cars, everyone's cycling. It was just so different.
It's chaotic at the start, but once we'd sort of found our feet, and it's really nice for them because they don't get out of London a lot, and a lot of them have not been anywhere like Oxford before. So when they first got here, they were overwhelmed by its beauty, by the scenery, and then some of them are quite homesick. But it's actually been a really good experience for them because it's quite difficult to describe to them from the classroom what university might be like.
For me, it's more an inspiration to try and do the best I can this year so that I can go to somewhere like this next year.
It's a good way to start off this
Exactly.
year.
Yeah, it's made us be more optimistic as well, and think we can do that if we put our heads to it, and not if we set a goal and we're optimistic and don't aim low, then we can do it as well.
Sky's the limit.
Exactly.
Exciting!